You are listening to the Slow Living Podcast, and I'm your host, Stephanie O'Day. What if I told you that you could truly have the life of your dreams, the life you've always wanted, one filled with abundance, joy, and a sense of purpose? It's absolutely possible, and I see it each and every day with my coaching clients. It all starts with learning how to slow down. You deserve to live the life you've always dreamt about. Let's get started. Hello, Slow Down Society. Steph here, and we are on episode number 55. Thank you for being here. This we are going to entitle, The Joy is in the Journey. And I want you to really think about that for a while and kind of meditate on what does that mean, and where in your life are you finding that you're trying to rush through the things and get through your to-do list, and then you'll feel good about yourself, and then you'll feel worthy. And once I get through this super busy season of life, then I can relax. And I want you to stop and sort of shake yourself like a dog shaking themselves when they get out of a bathtub. I gave Sheldon a bath yesterday. Oh my gosh. When he shakes, even though he's super clean because I just washed him, the stuff, this brown, like clumpy stuff somehow shakes off. And all over the bathtub and shower enclosure is this like brown stuff, which I think might be gook from his ears because I put in this ear wash. And so I think he's clean. And then he shakes and all of this stuff. And now I've got to Clorox and clean all of the bathtub. But I want you to literally shake it off. And if you've got to channel Taylor Swift and think the song in your head, shake it off. Every time you find yourself in this feeling of rushing and trying to get through the thing, whatever it is you're trying to do, stop, shake it off and realize this is it. This is life. This is a joy. This is a journey. And why on earth would you want to rush through it and get through it and grin and bear it? And no pain, no gain. Why would you want to have those thoughts and feel those things in your body instead of just relaxing and thinking to yourself, okay, this is the work. This is what's happening. This is what's going. Let's figure it out. Let's get in the flow and let's enjoy the thing it is. Let's savor it. So think about you're at a Vegas buffet and you've got your table or whatever it is for an hour or 2 hours, and you want to taste all of the things right now. And you're kind of annoyed because you have this limited amount of time, and there's crab legs over there, and there's prime rib over here, and there's a dessert bar, and there's all of these things all of the time. And the waitress keeps coming by and offering you different colored drinks that you want to try. And you're trying to cram it in as fast as you can. You're not tasting anymore. You're not savoring anymore. You're just trying to cram more and more and more. Boy, I'm saying the word more so much. I need a different word. But you're just trying to cram it all in until you are overstuffed and you no longer even feel good. And the name of the game when we're learning to live a slow life, a content life, a peaceful life, a life that you are so excited to experience. You don't want to shovel it all in. You don't want that overstuffed feeling. You want that fully content. This is absolutely perfect. This is lovely. This is wonderful. I'm going to savor this. This is my tiny little ramekin of creme brulee with the perfect shell topping that when you put your nice pointed spoon in, it cracks. and you just want to go slow and lick that spoon and get every bitty bit out of the ramekin and slow down and taste it. And the chef did such a fantastic job that at the end, you're going to kind of look around the crowded restaurant and make sure nobody's watching. And you're going to put your finger in and scrape out every bitty bit of the gooey creme brulee. And you're going to lick your finger slowly, and you don't even care anymore who's watching, because this is so good. This is so satisfying. And you're going to enjoy all of it. And that is what the joy is in the journey is all about. So I'm in the middle of this painting project, and I'm recording this mid-October. And I had given myself a deadline of Thanksgiving to get this painting project in our living room done. And that is great. That was a nice, lovely, easy deadline to get to of having the painting project done. Well, I've got big kids in the house, and one turned 21 and one turned 18. And my husband, whom I love dearly, decided on Tuesday of this week that we were going to have a house full of people over for a birthday party because my 18-year-old is home from college this weekend, which is great. Love her. Love to have her home. And all of a sudden, I decided that having the painting project midway done wasn't good enough. And I needed to tape all of the trim and all of the molding in these double door things that we have leading into the dining room. And the double doors were painted this kind of light beige, antique white. I don't know. It's not my vibe. I want crisp, clean, white, bright white. Well, I decided I needed it done right this very second. And I no longer could handle the off-white ivory kind of, to me, it just looks dingy. And it reminds me of like white curtains, and a smoker has been in the house and they're just not white anymore. And I wanted clean, I wanted fresh, I wanted bright, and I wanted white, and I wanted it done right this very second, which meant that while I'm recording this, I actually have paint on my elbows and in my skin, and I need to go upstairs and take a shower in a little bit and get this off before I head out the door. But the reason I'm telling you this is when I had this easy timeline, I would tape a wall at a time. I would tape a section at a time and just paint. And I had trashy TV playing in the background, and I was overhearing it, and I'm chuckling to myself while I'm painting. And I had this nice, easy, I had all the time in the world feeling. And now I feel rushed. I feel like I've got to get this done as fast as possible because people are coming, and I'm worried about being judged. And a lot of the rushing and the pressure that comes from within is this somehow feeling that what we're doing isn't good enough. And someone, somewhere is watching and thinking, well, you missed a spot. Well, that's not good enough. Well, it doesn't matter how hard you work. It's still not going to be good enough. And when you think about that, that stinks. That is not a good feeling to have. That feels like this pressure cooker inside your body that you don't like, that you're trying to shove off. Whereas if you decide that the end result is going to be a pot roast, no matter what, would you rather have it in that sort of pressure-filled environment, or would you rather just plug in the slow cooker? And your pot roast is going to turn out this exact same way, in a calm, slow, easy-going way. It's going to slowly fill the house up with this amazing aroma. And you can keep taking the lid off, and you can keep poking your potatoes, or you can just trust that it's going to get there when it's going to get there. And the trim is going to get painted in a way that feels good. And you know, the people who are coming, they could care less if your paint job is finished. Nobody cares. I'm going to get complimented on all that I've done, and no one, because this is my family. These are people who love me, who cherish me, who root me on. No one is going to point out, yeah, well, this over here isn't good enough and you missed this spot, and oh, you really screwed up over here. You didn't tape properly and now there's white on top of the blue. No, nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to judge. Only people are going to lift me up and root for me and cheer me on. And now I want you to shake it off a little bit and think about the words I just said and feel what I just said in your body. And if I was going to coach you, I'm going to have you right now. What I just said, does that ring true to you? Do you feel right now that the people in your life have your back, or do you feel like they're criticizing you? And if you know that you are doing a good job and you feel like it's not good enough, is this coming from internal or external? If it's coming from internal, we can work on that. That's a mindset shift, and reach out to me and we can hop on a coaching call and I can help you sort of uncover the root of what that mindset is. Why are you not feeling worthy right now? Why do you feel like it doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to be good enough? Why? Let's figure that out and then get rid of it. And then just start from today on and figure out where it is you want to go. And step by step, we can map out a plan. And you're on your plan. You're on your journey. And the joy is in that journey. But if you find yourself on this like perpetual hamster wheel of not feeling good, and you start and you stop and you start and you stop and you start and you stop, and you're not getting anywhere, and you are not having that feeling of the joy in the journey, reach out to me and I will help you. That is great, actually, for you to understand that, I am not moving. I am running in place. I am on a treadmill and I want to go and run. But I want the mapping out of what you have in mind for yourself to be joyful and not at all something that you want to rush through. I live in the San Francisco area, and so we have the Golden Gate Bridge. And the Golden Gate Bridge is a great bridge. So if you haven't seen it, you should definitely come and drive the Golden Gate Bridge or walk the Golden Gate Bridge. But every time I drive over it, I tell my kids, hey, we are so lucky that this is right here in our backyard. There are people who plan their vacations, and there's people who come from all over the world to come see this Golden Gate Bridge. And it is right here. And we are so lucky. And think about all of the things that you have in your life that you take for granted. I take for granted that the Golden Gate Bridge is right there. It's just a bridge. And so I have to shake it off and become present again and realize how lucky that this amazing thing is right here, right in my backyard, that you just sort of take for granted. So look around, wherever it is you are, whether or not you think where you are is good enough, there is something that is amazing and spectacular and phenomenal, and something that other people wish for, and you already have it, and you're taking it for granted, and you're not enjoying every bitty bit of it. And so I want you to go and start savoring and enjoying and creme bruleeing whatever it is that you're taking for granted, and just enjoy and savor. And back to the Golden Gate Bridge. There is a painting crew. Always, 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 always working on the Golden Gate Bridge. That is their whole job. They start at one end and they put up the scaffolding and they've got the guys on the crane and the harness and they are painting. And every day they do a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And they hit the end of the Golden Gate Bridge and they turn around and they do it all again. And so I'm sure there is a lot of layers of paint on that Golden Gate Bridge. Actually, it's funny because Adam is a structural engineer, so he would start doing the math of whether or not that's safe, and then they would have to start and chisel off because paint weighs this and blah, blah, blah. So don't wrap your brain around that. So just trust that that is what is happening. And I don't know, maybe the salt water washes the paint off, and so it's not thick layers of paint weighing the bridge down. So I'm off on a tangent here on this only because I know whom I'm living with. But your life is a journey, and I want you to just soak it in and realize that enjoying whatever it is you're trying to rush through. So we're heading into the holiday season. And I got to tell you how many times I run into coworkers or run into people. Oh, I'll be glad when the holidays are over. Oh, we just got to get through the next 6 weeks and then we can ease up again. And I know there's a Facebook meme that kind of makes the rounds of being an adult means, oh, when this next great big things happen or the next 6 weeks happen, then we can slow down again. Nope. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to slow down right now. And you know what you're rushing through. Go back, reread the Slow Down and Simplify ebook. Go back, listen to the first few podcast episodes of this Slow Living podcast and figure out, step one, declutter. Something is weighing you down right now and keeping you in the same place. Get rid of it, declutter it, purge it. Maybe not forever, but in order to get you to start moving again, to kind of try and figure out your momentum. And then step two, where is it? Where are you going? What is your GPS pointed towards? You have to have a vision for yourself. You have to have a dream. In the Simple Shortcuts to Peace course, we talk about figuring it out in all of the important components of your life: time management, health, finances, organization, relationships. You have to point your GPS to where it is you want to go. And so it's really interesting because people get wrapped up in a certain money amount when it comes to finances, or a certain weight amount maybe when they're talking about health. And yes, you can fixate on those numbers, but I want you to, and I'm just going to use these as an example because tracking money and tracking weight and calories is a very easy analogy for me to use. It's the feeling. It's the feeling you think a certain number in your bank account is going to provide. And usually that's financial freedom. So a feeling of peace. So that is the feeling that you're trying to get towards. And so what feels good? What decisions can you do today that feel good? So not that when you hit that money goal or that weight goal, then you will feel good. No, the joy is in the journey. Start feeling that way now. Start enjoying working out. Start enjoying all of the things that you're doing, and feel that way today, now, right this second. And then you know you're on the right path because it feels good. You're literally just following what feels good to you in your body, what doesn't create this pressure field thing. When I get on these coaching calls and they're like, well, I need to lose 10 pounds in the next 6 weeks. I'm like, okay, well, does that feel good? Is that even feel possible? Yes, perhaps maybe we could plug in your numbers in a calorie calculator and you can drastically slash your calories and meet this arbitrary goal. But does that feel good in your body? No. What you want is health. What you want is to be able to move freely and feel good in your skin and feel proud of yourself. Well, feeling proud of yourself and feeling good in your skin, that's an inside job. That's something you can decide today to start to feel and then work towards it. And so then when you're planning out your eating plan, you're doing something that feels good, that makes sense. In the last episode, we talked about how SMART goals are stupid. Creating this arbitrary deadline isn't fun. That has pressure in your body. And that's how I'm feeling right now with this painting project. I had this lovely, juicy, comfortable deadline. And then I rushed it. I pushed it up a month. And it's not fun. And trust me, you've had the same exact experience. Release the need to feel like you have to control all of the parameters and cram it all in at once. If life is a Vegas buffet, enjoy, savor. Do not try and cram it all in at once. It's a recipe for a very upset stomach and indigestion. Okay. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. I think you are amazing. I think you are wonderful. I am so happy that you are here. Whatever you do today, enjoy it. Slow down. Do it slowly. Savor. Feel me hugging you. Feel the love in my voice. You are making such wonderful, slow, steady, forward progress. I am on your side and I am here for you. Leave me a voicemail, stephanieodea.com/podcast. Reach out to me, email me, steph@stephanieodea.com. Find me on Facebook. Find me, I don't do Twitter. There's an account, but it just auto-populates. Find me on Instagram. If you message me on Instagram, email me and tell me. Really, email is the best way because I'm old school and it's just much easier. But I'm here. And I'm on your side. And together, we can figure out if you find that you're just plugging along and you're not making any forward progress and there's no momentum. There's nothing that makes you feel this spark and this excitement and this joy and you don't necessarily like the journey you're on. Reach out to me. We will figure it out together. All right. Have a great day. Consider yourself loved and hugged, and I will see you next time. Do you have a slow living story to share? Leave me a voicemail at stephanieodea.com/podcast with any questions, comments, feedback, or testimonials, and I will be sure to include it in an upcoming episode. Also, if you found value in this episode, please share it with your family and friends and subscribe through your favorite podcast provider. The more you share, comment, and leave positive reviews, the more people we can reach and share the slow living lifestyle and messaging. Thank you, Slow Down Society, and have an absolutely wonderful day.